You know those moments? We've all been there. You need to complain about something, or maybe you need to apologize, but the words just get stuck. It feels super awkward, right? Well, what if I told you there's a simple script, a kind of formula you can follow to handle these situations with total confidence? Let's get into it and master the art of the difficult conversation.
Okay, so picture this. It's midnight. You have a huge day tomorrow, and your neighbor's music is literally making your windows rattle. What do? I mean, what do you actually say? It's such a classic problem. You need the noise to stop, but the last thing you want is to start a feud with the person living next door. This is exactly the kind of mess we're going to learn how to clean up.
The easiest way to think about this whole thing is like a dance. Seriously. There's a back and forth, a rhythm, and a few key steps. And here's the best part. Anybody can learn these steps. Isn't about being born a smooth talker. It's just about knowing the right moves.
So what is this dance? Well, it's a really simple three-step. First, you have the polite complaint. That's how you get the conversation started. Then comes the sincere apology, which is the response. And finally, you have accepting and moving on. That's what brings the whole thing to a nice, graceful close. We're going to break down every single step.
All right, let's talk about step one, the polite complaint. The whole goal here is to get your point across, to actually address the problem, but to do it in a way that doesn't start a fight. It's a bit of a tightrope walk, for sure, but having the right phrases in your back pocket makes it so much easier. So here's your toolkit, and you'll notice there's a real range here, right? You can start off really soft with something like, "I'm sorry to say this, but," or "I'm afraid I've got a complaint about." But hey, if the situation is more serious, you can be way more direct with, "I want to complain about," or even, "I'm angry about." The secret is just picking the right tool for the job. Let's zoom in on this one for a sec. Using a phrase like, "I'm afraid," is what's called a softener. It kind of signals, "Hey, I don't enjoy doing this," which immediately makes the other person less likely to get defensive. It's a really smart way to say, "We have a problem," without actually pointing a finger. Okay, so the complaint has been made. The ball is now in the other person's court. This brings us right to step two of our dance, the sincere apology. This is where you own it, you take responsibility, and you show that you actually get where the other person is coming from. And just like with complaining, you've got options. A straightforward "I apologize for" can work just fine. But phrases like "I am so sorry for" or "I'm terribly sorry for," those add a real layer of emotion and sincerity that can make a huge difference in fixing things. Now, this is absolutely crucial. A good apology isn't just about the opening phrase. It's about the structure. You have to follow it up with a specific reason. So it's not just "I'm sorry," it's "I apologize for being late," or "Please accept my apologies for the delay." That little bit of detail is what makes it feel real and sincere.
So we've had the complaint, we've had the apology, we're at the final step, and it's a big one, accepting that apology. This is how you close the loop and make sure the conversation ends on a positive note so you can both just move on. And as you can see, accepting an apology is actually pretty simple. Phrases like "that's all right," "don't worry about it," or my personal favorite, "no harm done," they're all clear signals that the issue is over and you're ready to move forward. Think of it like a verbal handshake. And why is this so important? Because when you accept an apology like that, you are actively choosing to resolve the conflict. You're stopping a tiny little issue from growing into a big, long-term resentment. And that, right there, is essential for any healthy relationship, whether it's with a neighbor, a friend, or someone you work with.
All right, you've learned the steps, you've seen the phrases. Now it's time to actually put it all together. Let's try to dance a little. We'll walk through a couple of everyday scenarios to see how this really works in the wild.
Okay, first one. Your best friend totally forgot your birthday. Ouch. That one stings. So what do you say? You probably want to go with a softer approach here, right? You could try something like, "Hey, I'm sorry to say this, but I was a little hurt that you forgot my birthday." See? It's gentle, but it's also perfectly clear.
Next up, this time your friend is the one who messed up. They're super late and they kept the whole team waiting for the big game. What's a good apology they could use? Well, using that structure we talked about, they could say, "I am so sorry for keeping you waiting." Simple, specific, sincere. That is a perfect apology.
And that's really it. That's the whole dance. A polite complaint, a sincere and specific apology, and a gracious acceptance.
This isn't just a random list of phrases. It's a complete toolkit you can use to navigate some of life's most common and most awkward social moments with real confidence. So as we finish up here, I want to leave you with a question to think about. Looking at your own life, with these new tools in your pocket, what's that one difficult conversation that you feel just a little more ready to have now? Because, learning the steps is great, but the real magic doesn't happen until you actually get on the dance floor.